You know that getting waves is hard, and because of that, I took my 3 years of waving experience to come up with this simple and easy routine that anyone can follow to make tons of progress on their waves, and which personally took my waves from here to here. Now here's my daily routine, which will take you from where you are now to perfect waves without taking too much time out of your day. And later on in this video, I'll be revealing to you the secret to staying consistent, which is the most challenging yet most important part about getting waves. Now there's actually 2 timelines to follow. Now the first timeline we'll be getting into later on this video, but the second one is actually by replacing your typical morning routine by doing a wash and style 1 to 2 times a week. I like doing wash and styles in the mornings because 1, it allows you to get the same progress, if not more progress, than if you did the full daily routine. And if, let's say after school, after work, you have something to do, you can go ahead and replace your afternoon routine by doing the wash and style in the morning, and you go ahead and you make the same, if not more progress than you would have if you did the total routine. And you don't even have to worry about moisturizing because you can just go ahead and do the Hatman method, which means by the time you reach work or school, your hair will be completely dried and moisturized, so you don't have to worry about anything until your night routine if you choose to do that. And another reason why you might want to prefer this over doing the typical routine is that if you have a haircut appointment after school or something, you can go ahead, wash your hair will be completely clean, and right after school, right after work, you can go ahead and get your hair cut. So this really allowed me throughout high school to get haircuts in the middle of the week all the time, even like during lunch sometimes. But yeah, you always want to make sure your hair is completely clean before you get a haircut. Is very important. So what better thing to do than wash your hair in the morning to get a haircut at lunch or after school? And that's why I'm excited to have Tiege Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. Tiege Hanley simplifies the process of taking care of your skin. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing you don't. I don't think most of you understand how important it is to have a high quality skincare routine. It will truly boost your confidence in all aspects of life. And I recommend that you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. A daily face wash with an exfoliating scrub, and an AM moisturizer that comes with SPF 20 protection. And it comes with a PM moisturizer as well. And if you're like me and you really don't have time to be doing all this research on skincare, hair care is already complicated enough, they actually go ahead and include an instruction card that tells you which products to use, when to use them, and how much. And from my experience so far, it's definitely already come in clutch. Skincare wasn't ever something that I'll take seriously, but now I wish I had. I wish I had because I would have been so much further into my journey by now. But you don't have to take my word for it because I have over 10,000 5-star reviews across the globe. And this isn't something you just want to put off. Prevention is key. Get ahead of any signs of aging now. Your future self will thank you. So the first thing you want to do is wash your face in the morning. And the reason this is so important, specifically for a waver, is because we wear our do-rags all the time. And when you wear your do-rag for a long time, you go ahead and sweat and all that nasty stuff. And what actually happens is, as you see, like when you get a do-rag line, you can get pimples. No, you will get pimples in between the little crevices. And it's so nasty, bro. I'll pop a picture up screen, bro. I don't even like looking at it, bro. That will happen to you if you don't wash your face regularly and also wash your do-rags. Literally today, I did laundry, and the way you wash your do-rags easily without hassle, you put them in a delicates bag, then you just throw it when you wash, and then you don't dry them in the dryer. You just dry them with the air dryer. You don't even have to hang them up, bro. I just threw them on my bed, and they got dried because they're like not that much fabric. So yeah, I want to make sure you're washing your face, and all for the other benefits. We don't only get waves just to have older men judge how we look. We get it so we can look better overall, right? So make sure you're washing your face and you're following at least a decent skincare routine, and you're just not being nasty overall. So here, I am derma rolling my hairline. I'm doing a series on TikTok and like YouTube shorts where I'm trying to just make my corners, to save my hairline before it's too late. And I feel like being proactive is the best thing to do when it comes to balding, but it's kind of inevitable. It happens to around 70% of men, so yeah, blame genetics. So here, I'm going to go ahead and just add some light oil here. So for the morning routine, in terms of brushing your hair, light oil, don't want to do too much. If you get a fresh cut, you can go ahead and use pomade, a light all-natural pomade. But here, I'm just using oil, just touching up. And I'm also touching up on my crown because that's so important to do. Your crown area, you know, the morning routine, You don't want to lift up all of your hair, but you can lift up your crown a little bit just to lay it back down. But it's always good to add some extra work in your crown whenever you can, because that's the most important part of waves, right? As we already know, because I've been shoving it down you guys' throats for the past year. So now I'm using only soft brushes. I like to use 3 levels of soft brushes. I got this from 360 Juice a while back. And here I start off with my firmest brush, and I'm using a blonde bristle brush because that distributes the product a little bit better throughout your hair, but it really doesn't matter too much. Not all my brushes are blonde bristle, but here, just making sure the oil gets dispersed throughout my entire hair so I maintain that hair health. And the oil I was using has like biotin in it and stuff like that, so it's more for like overall hair health and stuff like that. So here's the brush that's softer than even this one. Like, you can really tell this one's really soft. That one, I don't even know if it works, but I've been using it for the past 2.5 years. It's really hard to find, can't even find it, as I've said like a billion times, but I actually like using it a lot. So after that, going with a lay down pad. In the original footage, there's like an unrag in the middle of it, so I was like, wait, they use a lay down pad and stuff like that? But yeah, of course, I'm using the lay down pad. One thing you can do to get extra shine, as I always say, add some oil to that lay down pad, brush that. Then you see how much, go back earlier in the video, look how my crown looked before I did this, and look how it looks as I'm putting on my crown patch, bro. Big difference. You can make progress on your crown with every brush stroke, bro, but it's just really easy to lose that, which is why I'm wearing a crown patch, preserving my progress. So here, when I'm ragging up, we want to rag up for at least 15 minutes. So do this. I like to do this routine. I like to wake up, do a little morning routine or whatever. Do this before the shower, and then you can go to work or go to school and rag and unrag. When you're in the car, unrag right before you get out, and make sure you know how to time your do-rag correctly so you don't get a do-rag line, as all my members in wave school know how to do by now. Link in the description. And also, this is crucial. So when you're unragging, when you go to school and work, please do not forget to leave on your crown patch, bro. If you got a crown patch, you're serious about getting waves in your pattern, bro, do not leave your crown patch on your head. You first of all, you're gonna lose it, and they can be expensive if you keep losing them, so it's kind of annoying. I'm lucky, so the Wave Essentials just sent me a bunch of them, because I literally, the first time they sent me a pack of crown patches, I lost all of them. So the second time around, they sent me a lot more, and paying more attention to detail when it comes to placing them and stuff like that. So I only lost like half of them so far, so I'm doing pretty well. But second thing is that people are gonna be like, oh, what the heck is on your head, bro? Blah blah blah. You trying to cover your bald spot, bro? So to avoid getting roasted, make sure you unrag in the car, make sure you don't have a do-rag line on, and make sure you got your crown patch on. And that's the morning routine. And throughout the day, to maintain your waves, what you want to do is just periodically bring like a really soft brush like this with you, and whenever you can on your breaks or whatever, just go like this and bring a lay down pad as well. And then you can, when you have the time, maybe a lunch or whatever, try to wear your do-rag for around 5 to 10 minutes. If you do that a couple times throughout the day, you don't have to, but you can do at least one time throughout the day, just touch up a little bit. Trust me, it's going to make a big difference in preserving how your hair looks. And how your hair looks actually will play a lot into the progress you make as well. Because if you can preserve your hair for a long time throughout the day, when you go home to do the main brush session, is actually going to make you make more progress. And yes, it is possible to preserve your hair if you've been wolfing. I figured out this method because I was wolfing for like 7-8 weeks. At the time I was wolfing for prom. I didn't want to get that haircut until then. And I was actually able to maintain my hair so it looks something like this throughout the day doing this method. It's a little wave check we're doing. Now this is a tool instructor comb. Now the thing with this comb, it's most used for the flawless connection method, which I'm doing here. You see it's like 2 combs in one, and the teeth really pull your fork. You don't have to use this comb specifically. I wish I had the other comb I had earlier, but I've done this flawless connection method with not a tool instructor comb, but a tool instructor comb that only has like the whatever it's called, bro, normal rat tail comb. But that also works. It's small, tiny, like whatever you call it, fangs. They call it as a fang for a comb. But you do that, and you can really pull your hair into place. And I've literally took forks like this, put them here. I had screenshots and diagrams I made along the way too. After that, take a little bit of pomade. You put the pomade on the area that you're combing. This isn't really for the flawless connection method entirely, but a lot of times you can just go ahead and comb out your entire hair. I was doing a brush session in my wave school, and I was like, you know what? When I comb one area of my head out and I do the flawless connection method and everything, that area of my head stays laid, like it looks as laid as everywhere else. So I'm thinking maybe I made a new method where it's like you do the entire wave routine per angle. So you start off with your top angle, you comb it out, hard brush, medium brush, soft brush, then it's completely laid, then you go on to the next angle. That might take a long time, but that might be a game-changing method I just came up with, but we'll see that. Like I'll look like how my setup's looking. But here I'm just using my hard brush since we're wolfing. If you want to maximize progress, you want to be using the hard brush for as long as you can. So hard brush is really going to maximize your results. Hard brush and the washing style, it's like washing style is like 150%. Hard brush is like 75%. All the brushes are like 35, 40, 50. So it's like, when I'm doing my main sessions here, I'm gonna use that hard brush for as long as possible. Let's say a soft brush, it doesn't really hit, it doesn't penetrate deep enough to your scalp. And what that does, if you're not using a hard enough brush and you're wolfing for long enough, all you're doing is just brushing the top of your head, but you're not really brushing your waves because you're not getting down to the roots. So what happens when you cut down your hair, you're like, oh my gosh, I lost progress, what happened? Because you weren't using that hard brush. And when you use the hard brush, you don't even have to use other brushes for as long. Here, I'm using the hard brush for around 30 minutes. Probably not in this brush session, it's a little bit smaller, so that I did the false connection method. But the whole clip is like 17 minutes long, I cut down. So let's say I was using the hard brush for 20 minutes, then I go ahead and use the soft brush. No, then I went ahead and use the medium and soft brush. Think about it like this. If I do a brush session, use the hard brush 10 minutes, medium brush 10 minutes, soft brush 10 minutes, that's gonna be worse than if I use the hard brush 20 minutes, soft brush 10 minutes. Because it's the hard brush that's actually moving the needle. It's like, it's the one thing that's really gonna get you to make progress. Using soft brushes and medium brushes is cute and all, but if you really wanna make progress and not waste your time, like if you don't have that much time to be brushing, like all waves take so much time, use that hard brush for the majority of your session and you'll be maximizing your results. Like you'll be able to brush for less and make more progress. Who doesn't want that? So go ahead and invest in a hard brush and invest in wolfing and invest in your hair health as well, because that's all going to speed up the progress. Now this is a little bit off topic, but I keep saying this thing, dreads. Oh, waves take too much time. Oh, I don't want to do this, you know. I've been a wave hater because I just couldn't get waves. I was scrolling on Instagram Reels, as I always do, and I saw this video. It was like 3 red flags, and man, I'm probably make a short on this. And the last one was like a man with waves. Bro, everything she said was right. Men with waves, you know you're gonna have your hygiene, right? Because you're always constantly brushing your hair and stuff, making sure you look good. So your hygiene is gonna be good. Waves, there's no ugly stage with waves. There's an ugly stage to waves if you're an elite waver, but if a 40-year-old man isn't judging your hair, there's no ugly stage with waves. The ugly stage is just not having a lineup, which happens to literally everyone unless you're freaking Michael B. Jordan. The next thing, I feel like people with waves are like more determined, have more goals and stuff like that, because it's like you really gotta set a goal. You gotta go through the valley of despair when you have waves. Like the thing about that's how anything worth achieving, you gotta go through that. Like if you're going in the gym, you gotta go through the valley of despair where you don't really see much progress in real time, but then it just starts to exponentially increase. But you gotta go through that, and that's when everybody quits. So the thing about waves, the people who have it, bro, they have to be hardworking, they have to be determined, bro, because you gotta go through things every other hairstyle is just not willing to go through. Unless you're a girl, then I guess you just always gotta deal with that. But here, I'm just going straight to my medium soft. This is a blonde bristle brush. All right, so right here, from the hard brush, I'm going straight to the medium soft. The reason I like to do this, I seem to be a medium brush hater. I don't think medium brushes are that useful when you're on a long wolf. They're very useful because the medium brush serves as your hard brush from when you're like 2 to 4 weeks wolfing. But once it's not hard enough, bro, I just go straight to the hard brushes. I don't know, I don't want to waste time. So I'm going straight on with the medium soft brush. It's blonde bristles and I'm vertical brushing, so I'm really gonna disperse the product equally throughout my hair follicles. And it's also gonna do a good job of laying my hair down a little bit. But if you notice, I'm not gonna be using the medium brush for that long because you don't need to when you're using the hard brush. The hard brush, if you brush with it for long enough and you have enough hair, it will start to lay down your hair, especially if you comb your hair out at first. So our hair is already looking pretty laid after going with the hard brush. That would never happen unless you know what you're doing, so just follow along to know what you're doing. Okay, so here I'm just gonna go ahead and add a light oil to my head. It's a penetrative oil. This is just for some hair health. You can put a light oil in your hair every single day and you won't really get product buildup. And yeah, it adds shine. It's just always do that. And then after I'm going in with a blonde bristle soft brush. But instead of using a a bunch of different medium brushes. I like to use a bunch of different soft brushes. So this is a medium. This is like it's a new soft brush, so it's very firm bristles, and it's blonde. Blonde so I can really get, you know, the product dispersed equally throughout my hair. Obviously, then I'm starting to lay down my hair. But after I go in with this brush, I'm gonna go in with a softer, soft brush. But I'm not gonna add oil again, but just to lay it down even more. And I'm not sure, but I'm speaking a little bit ahead. But sometimes I go ahead and I use my red bristle soft brush that I used to like a lot, but it's kind of getting old now. So I've replaced it with this soft brush. It's also blonde, but soft brushes like that, they don't really move the needle in terms of making progress as well. But waves are laid down curls, so getting your waves laid as much as you can will make you progress no matter what. As you see, I'm so vertical brushing using the tip to brush a little bit. And I'm still getting my crown, because remember, waves lay down curls. Always gonna make progress if you can lay down your hair. And I'm able to lay down my hair normally using a soft brush on my crown, which is the most important part of waving. I know I always say brush from the crown and go down. I didn't really do that much in this session, but this is a daily routine. So this is the problems with my hair I'm working on daily. This session, I decided to work on my weak spots, and that happens to be my top left, which I'm really frustrated with because I lost progress. But that's usually what happens. Your strong side becomes your weak side becomes your strong side, and it just cycles through until you get flawless waves. And getting flawless waves is a lot harder than it seems. I honestly don't know how long it's gonna take me to get flawless waves at this point. I was on a pretty good trajectory, but after getting that fork, man, that set us back around 3 months. But hopefully, I'm gonna start to come up with my own products. And you know, my first product I wanna come up with, shampoo bar, November 1st, hopefully. And I decided a shampoo bar because that's the best wave product for making progress. And especially the one I wanna make is gonna be like conditioner at the same time. So it's gonna be healthy for your hair. It's gonna have insane lather, which is gonna result in insane progress. The products you use do in fact matter. I was scripting today for a short, and I wrote down, I was explaining how the Dollar Tree messed up my waves again. I'm so distraught about it, I'm mentioning it all the time. But I wrote down, cheap products give you cheap results. All the products I use cost no more than $1 besides like the brush I use, and that was like $3. And I got $3 results, right? So it's like, even if you gotta pay like $20 for a shampoo bar, what's different, bro? $20 for a shampoo bar or 3 months of progress you could have been had? Time also matters in this, because like, if I went ahead and I used normal products, even though they would have been more expensive, obviously, I'm saving so much time, which, you know, you're naturally gonna spend money during that time. So after that, I went in with my extra soft brush. You can't even buy it anymore. I don't think the company sells anymore. This is just for, I don't even know if it lays on my hair right. It has to. I mean, it's a brush. It has to lay down my hair, but it's really fun to use. I like to use that one in school all the time, just out and about. I used to have that one in my backpack. But after that, I go ahead and do my secret shine method, which is put a little, it's no longer a secret, and I'm always saying that now. Just drizzle some oil on it. Then you just went on your lay down pad, then you just go throughout your pattern with it. It's gonna add some gloss, it's gonna add some shine, it's gonna add some compression, it's gonna add some lay. This is crucial. You gotta do this every morning, bro. Every morning do that, bro. There's no reason for me to be doing it here, because I'm literally just gonna do my night routine and just go to sleep. But in the morning, bro, before we go to school, go to work, my ways to be looking fresh, bro. Secret shine routine, and I got you. All right, now ragging up, crown patch essential, bro. Crown patches, okay, let's say you're using a normal do-rag, right? The typical store-bought do-rag, bro. Me and my cousin, we call them KKK do-rag. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. But because they got a pointy tip around your crown so it doesn't compress your crown, we're just gonna say Kanye West do-rags, right? We put up a picture of his hooded suits. There's an air bubble in the point of the crown, so. And even in normal do-rags, it's still the compression kind of loosens up on the top of your head on your crown. So by using a crown patch, able to really compress your crown and save the progress on your crown. Because your crown is so easy to mess up, it's so delicate, yet it's so important in making progress. Save yourself the hassle, save yourself the headache. Go ahead and use a crown patch. I'm losing them all the time. Just buy a bunch of them. I think mine are all from the Wave Essentials, but I guess you can get them other places. But you can even make one out of an old do-rag, make sure it's silky, but invest in that crown patch, invest in your crown, man. After that, we're gonna rag up with a silky do-rag, and I think I go ahead and decide to double compress. Double compression is key. I actually don't do it. Sometimes I do it for the whole night, sometimes I don't. You really only need to do it for around 30 minutes, and then the compression kind of just stays until you like open it back up again. But this is what you should be doing for your afternoon routine. Now the night routine is low-key kind of optional, but brushing at the night is the best time to make progress because you're saving your progress because you're just putting on your do-rag, going to sleep. Afternoon routine, you can be doing a bunch of stuff, taking off your do-rag after that. But night routine, you put on your do-rag, go to sleep, best time to make progress. Now that you've reached the end of the day, now it's time for your night routine. Like I previously said, it's the best time to be making progress. This is where you save your progress you made throughout the day. So first thing you want to do is wash your face, bro. I like to wash my face in my morning routine and my night routine. I know you should wash your face like after you work out or stuff like that, but I usually work out in the afternoon. So it kind of works out for my night routine. Skincare routine doesn't really matter too much, but all that matters, you're just washing your face, maybe adding a moisturizer, whatever you have. So now that you've elegantly moisturized your face, it's time to put in some work, right? Put in some brush work. So here's a unrag, should be looking good. So we're just gonna go ahead and add some oil. This is actually like a hair growth oil. Do I have it here? I do not. But it's like, I think it has like biotin and stuff like that. I think for the morning or night routines, that's where you should add your minoxidil and stuff like that if you need that or whatever. But this is why I like to add like the overall health oil to my hair. And yes, they do make a difference in your hair, especially rosemary, biotin. They're gonna have impacts on how fast your hair grows and stuff like that. And even stuff like pumpkin seed oil can have, they have like DHT blockers, which makes you go bald. So here for this night routine, I'm just gonna go ahead and use soft brushes. You can use harder brushes if your hair is more messed up. My hair is pretty laid. I don't think I took off my do-rag since the afternoon routine, so I didn't really need to do a night routine here, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways because I'm locked in on making progress. But we're trying to get perfect waves, maybe by the end of the year, but we're just trying to bounce back from the Dollar Tree challenge. Now, as you see, the back of my head is looking rough. This is an indicator that I need a lineup. Also indicated I'm wearing my do-rag a little bit too much. The solution to that, go ahead and get a lineup and let your hair breathe a little bit throughout the day. That's what I've been doing. So I don't know if you can see it now. Back of my head looks a lot better. But yeah, here, this is where the night routines, like in the morning, you might be in a little bit of rush and stuff like that. But this is where I like to take pictures of your hair. This is where you really look at your angles. Then you stop, like meditate, look at like what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what you should still be doing. Because you can be dead set on a specific angle and you can never take the time to stop and look to see if it's the right angle or not. And then you can put yourself in a deep hole all because you didn't take the time to stop and look. So take advantage of the night routine since we won't be having time to do that in the morning. Take advantage of the night routine. This is also when I like to take my pictures and when I like to take my pictures to make diagrams out of them. This is where a lot of brush sessions go on. This is where we have the group brush sessions in Wave School. And you can also replace this small routine I'm doing here with a full-on brush session if you didn't have time throughout your day. Like we said, like during the intro of the video, let's say in the morning routine, you go ahead and you do a wash and style. And then when you come home, you go ahead and you moisturize your hair. That's if you like have a busy day ahead of you. Or if you can't even if you're busy from sunrise to sunset, do the wash and style in the nighttime, moisturize in the morning. You can mix it up. This isn't a set routine that you have to follow. This is just a set guidelines that you should be using. Use this as a template. So you can do a wash and style any time of the day you want to, but doing it in this manner will be the most effective for you making progress. So after that, you just go ahead and unrag, silky do-rag as always. Make sure your hair is compressed. Make sure you have the crown patch. Make sure that your hair is compressed because if it's not compressed, it's like, what's the whole point of doing a night routine? But it's essential that your hair is compressed throughout the entire night and that your do-rag doesn't fall off. So you see how I'm tying my do-rag? I fold the flap up. That's gonna ensure that my do-rag stays on my head the entire night.